Hey guys, and welcome to Arty Party. Today I'm just going to be talking about the drawings and my OCs because I'm really proud of these drawings, and I guess I haven't really talked about like my OCs, and so yeah. First OC is Mateo. So don't mind this part here. I had a lot of references for some reason, and also for something else so this canvas is like, yeah, okay. But anyway, if you're wondering, this is Mateo. He's always the one with orange hair. Like, I love this character so much. He's really goofy, really funny. I feel like that's just his design and the stuff that... So basically, let me tell you about his outfit. At first, as you saw, that was interesting what he was going to wear, but I was like, no. Basically, I figured he would wear, like, a navy blue hoodie, but, like, his sleeves are always, like, pushed up. And he would have cargo pants, and in his pockets, he would just have, like, a whole bunch of, like, random stuff, like screws, like, just really anything, like, snacks, like, in his, like, pockets of his cargo pants. Like, that is just so Mateo. And even in his, like, sweater pocket, like, there's going to be just randomness. Like, you'll never know. I honestly think that explains a lot about his character. Also, when drawing this, I feel like Mateo would have a lot of siblings. Like, he grew up middle class, and he'd have about 10 siblings, him being probably, like, the middle child. That just goes so well with his character. Like, him being the middle child, like, yes, he's definitely a middle child. Like, I feel like you just know, you know? I figured out how to blend, guys. Yes, I feel so silly because that little hand thing, I did not know it was a blending tool. Like, on Procreate, I'll pop it up right here. I thought that it was, like, when you want to use, like, your hand or I don't know. And then I realized it's been blending, and I feel so stupid. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm laughing. I also learned a trick where, like, you paint to, like, shade, like, you color the whole thing purple, or, like, color that, like, maybe, like, the sky or something is, and then you kind of erase the parts that have light. So, you know, I tried that out. I think it turned out really good, actually. Yeah. And if I'm being honest, I'm so surprised on how the hand turned out. Like, that low-key is pretty good hand, because I'd be struggling. Anyways, I had such a hard time doing the background with this. Like, I don't even know what I was doing, but I had that as a reference. As you see, I'll end up, like, doing this background kind of again. I kind of hate it because I feel like it doesn't really go with it, but I didn't know what. And don't mind that little bunny thing. I was thinking about doing a video, and so this is just me struggling to math. Yeah. So anyways, that was it for Mateo. Let's move on to our next character, Lincoln. Okay, so in my opinion, this one turned out to be the best one out of all of them. My characters, though, so let me explain a little something. My characters are basically, they're kind of like bounty hunters, but for the whole universe, and they work for this one company that I, like, have not a name for yet. Also, guys, I'll be struggling a bit before I figure out what I'm actually gonna do, so bear with me here on the speed bang, by the way. But yes, they're kind of like bounty hunters, but for the, like, universe or whatnot. Also, yes, I did trace the hand because it was not, like, I was on the hand for a good 30 minutes. I promise, guys. But anyway, yeah, and Lincoln's dad is the one who owns this company that I have no clue what the name is yet, but I'll pop up, like, the logo, well, right here, kind of. That's what it would look like, kind of like the atom, but, like, in a star, because the whole thing is, like, because I love stars, so I'm making a series on stars, kind of. It'll make sense later. Anyways, basically, though, Sorry, I'm just cringing at what I was doing right here in my drawing. Anyways, though, but yeah, so basically they are sent on this mission, and normally his dad, which is the company owner, which is Lincoln's dad, he normally doesn't really pick the people who go on the missions, but this time he did. And he's the one who wants, like, the stuff for this mission, and they're going on this mission and having to collect, like, these orbs from each planet. Now, originally, they don't think it's really anything. They think it's just something, like, a collector's item or something, until they realize it isn't, and it has to do something with really bad when you, like, get all the orbs, which I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I got most of the story, guys. Work with me here. So, yeah. And so that's their whole thing, is to try to stop him from getting all the orbs. So it's kind of like they go on like this whole chase, like this whole hunt to get all the orbs before his dad does. And obviously Lincoln is very hurt by this because his dad was never really loving or caring towards him in any sort of way. But here's the final drawing. I love it so much. I think it turned out super good, and I hope that I made somewhat sense. All right, this here is Violet. Now, I didn't really do like a portrait, I guess, for her, but oh god, I was working on something. And okay, anyways, I didn't really do a portrait for her, kind of. I mostly was working on a little bit of like perspective with this one, and I didn't really feel like drawing another portrait of her right now, but I probably will later, so stay tuned. I may actually do that today, but anyways, but stay tuned because I'll probably post hers in like shorts or something, but this is just what I'm using for hers. Anyways, I think this turned out really good, especially for practicing my, I guess, perspective, so I'm really proud of it, and it's super cutesy. But anyways, Violet's like really annoyed with everything. She kind of just hates everyone and everything. Like, genuinely. Her and Vivian, which is the character after this, they are frenemies. Like, they genuinely just dislike each other, but they're still friends because they still, like, care for each other. And Violet, she's not really good with her feelings. Like, she doesn't really talk about her feelings that much. And so, yeah, that's just kind of, like, Violet. I mean, her mom was, like, really crazy, and she never really, like, grew up with, like, a dad in her household. And I feel like she would live in, like, a 2-room apartment with her crazy mom. But yeah, I feel like that's just Violet, and she was forced to be very like perfect, very like you have to be on top of everything, kind of, which I feel like makes her how she kind of is now, kind of. But yeah. Also, I just want to say, when I found out about the blend tool, guys, I was using it a lot in this drawing, especially for the grass, the sky, just genuinely. Basically, it was a blast, honestly. But I feel like that kind of explains Violet's character, though. I feel like when Vivian and Violet, when they were like little kids, because they did all go to school together, Violet was forced to unfriend Vivian, and Vivian was very hurt, and I think that's why they are frenemies now. Anyway, this is the drawing, and I think it turned out super cute. Obviously, I probably said that 1,000 times by now, and I'm really proud of it. So let's just go ahead and move on to our last character, which is actually the main character of my story. Don't even get me started on this one, because I personally just despise this drawing. Like, it's bad. I don't like it, and I messed up because I accidentally moved the drawing down later, and then I went to gallery by accident, and so I couldn't undo. I couldn't fix it. There's no way. It's stuck like that, and I think that just made it even worse. So I'll probably redo this one, but I'm not even gonna say anything. Also, I was using myself as a reference because I couldn't find someone holding something like that, and so I had to take a picture of my own hand. So maybe that's why the hand looks so horrendous. I don't even know. I mean, who knows? But anyways, Vivian has these magical powers that she just hates using because she hates using them. She dislikes them because she feels like she has too much power. So instead, she wears pants with a belt, and around her belt she carries these little star bottles that have magical potions in them that she's able to use to fight in battle instead of her own powers. So normally she is wearing bandages around her hands to somehow, I guess, prevent her from using them, which probably doesn't make any sense, but shut up. But in this photo, she doesn't, because I wanted to show her using her magical powers. So obviously, I'm still figuring out how that would look, or how it would work. I honestly love the orb. It looks so majestic. I just love how I did it. But I don't know. I just don't know. I just know. See, no. Anyways, here's the final drawing. Turned out decent. Not decent. No, I still despise it, actually. Anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching and staying to the end. Actually, this weekend, this Saturday, I'm starting my small business, so please be there if you want. Obviously, I'm not forcing. But see you guys in the next one. I love you guys so much. Bye.